Letting go of your bananas. How to become more successful by getting rid of everything rotten in your life. By Dr. Daniel T. Drubin. Narrated by Stephen Hoy. Copyright 2006 by Dr. Daniel T. Drubin. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with Dr. Daniel T. Drubin and Warner Books, and was produced in the year 2006 by Tantor Media, Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. Foreword by Peter J. Drubin. People often ask me what it is like being Danny's son. Their questions are partially out of curiosity, but mostly because they are interested about just how much of what he teaches he incorporates into his own life, and how much I have been exposed to growing up in a world of positive thinking and motivational messages. As early as I can remember, I was encouraged to write goals for myself, think the very best of myself, save money, and find the good in other people. And while as a kid some of the things I was asked to do made very little sense, I can now see the wisdom and value in going through life with a plan and a positive attitude. The message contained in Letting Go of Your Bananas is an absolute reflection of how we operate our business and how Danny lives his life. When I was 14 years old, my mom and dad decided to move with my sister Jen and me from our home on Long Island, New York, to Park City, Utah. In doing so, Danny left his business, his family, and his friends in search of a different life experience. On numerous occasions I have seen his willingness to let go of his existing comfort and explore what is possible beyond the known and the obvious. In Letting Go of Your Bananas, Danny will share with you his 12 keys to a richer and more rewarding life. A life filled with limitless possibilities and personal freedom. Fearless in his ability to change easily and often, Danny now resides in Tucson, Arizona, where he works with his clients from around the world and continues to improve a golf game that is at its best erratic and at its worst pure comedy. The progression to perfection begins by letting go of the ordinary and focusing on a clear vision of what you see your future to be. Introduction. Everyone has a story. Life is like a bunch of bananas. Some are good and some rotten. Letting Go of Your Bananas is a book that will help you identify the areas, situations, circumstances, and people in your life that you need to let go of. They represent the bananas that you are better off without. At the same time, you can select all of the positive bananas in your bunch and enjoy the sweetness they add to your life. We each have a bunch of bananas, and each rotting banana in our bunch represents an area in our life where we are limited, settling, or just plain stuck. Perhaps we are stuck with old behaviors or false beliefs. Maybe our obstacles are very real or just vividly imagined. The bananas we hold on to may be of our own making or thrust upon us by others. What matters most is that each one of us clings to some things that prevent us from getting some of the things we want most in our lives. This book is about your personal bunch of bananas, and the things that you hold on to, and the things that hold you back and limit your life. Consider the following. At the very moment you decide to let go of your bananas and move beyond the barriers that hold you back, you can live the life of your dreams. The more people I meet, the more intrigued I become with the many ways people can overcome the obstacles that are in the way of getting what they want. I do believe that each of us has a unique destiny, a special reason why we were put here, a mission to fulfill, and a grand purpose for our existence. Letting Go of Your Bananas was created so you can free yourself of the obstacles that hold you back and allow you to find a life free of rotten bananas, a life of personal freedom, and a life of unlimited potential. Everyone has a story, and each of our stories seems to explain perfectly our existence and our present condition in life. Have you ever wondered what series of coincidences and events brought you to the place where you find yourself right now? Have you ever stopped to consider that the universe has a grand design for you? There is one, you know, a grand design for you. At this very moment you are exactly where you are supposed to be, doing those things that you are supposed to be doing, like reading this book. While you may not be able to alter all the events of your life that brought you to where you are right now, the message in letting go of your bananas will provide you with an opportunity to write the story of the rest of your life. And while the story of your past may be interesting, exciting, challenging, or just plain depressing, your future has yet to be written. Well, your future begins right now. I was born in 1946. Or as my children call it, the black and white days, because there are no color photographs of my childhood. However, my story began in April of 1920, when a young Polish immigrant by the name of Rose Altman, already the mother of two, found out she was pregnant with a child she could not afford to have. Torn with conflicting emotions, she had been told there was a doctor in New York City who would perform an illegal abortion for a small fee, and as much as the woman did not want to lose her baby, she sought out the doctor's help. When the day arrived that the abortion was to be performed, the woman traveled from her home to the doctor's office and waited patiently in the doctor's waiting room. Unbeknownst to Rose, the doctor, a married man, had impregnated his nurse, whom he had promised to marry if she aborted her pregnancy. Well, the nurse did exactly that, believing that the doctor would then leave his wife and marry her. On the day of Rose's abortion, the doctor told his nurse he had decided to stay with his wife and would not be marrying her. The nurse, obviously shocked and dismayed, left the office, returned with a pistol, and shot the doctor to death. No doctor, no abortion. Rose took this remarkable event as an omen that perhaps she was supposed to have this baby after all, and she left the doctor's office. She went home to complete her pregnancy and give birth. This story is true, and for me, extremely fortunate. You see, the young woman, Rose, was my grandmother, and the baby she gave birth to was my mother. That's how I got here, and that's my story. As a child, I was told that I had a special mission in life, a mission to help make people's lives better, and that all of the events of that day in the spring of 1920 brought me to the exact place where I was supposed to be. You may never know what life events brought you to the place where you find yourself at this very moment, and I am not certain you need to know or understand how you got where you are. The only thing that really matters is what you are going to do with the rest of your life. If you are willing to believe that everything you have experienced in your life to this point was designed to allow you to fulfill your destiny of greatness, you are on your way to busting every barrier you encounter and letting go of every rotten banana you may be holding. The journey we take and the roadblocks we encounter on our way to a more complete life are the very things that shape our character and make us one-of-a-kind people. I believe that you are exactly where you are supposed to be, and all of the events that have occurred in your life have been intentionally placed before you to allow you to maximize your human potential and realize your personal greatness. It has been said that we attract into our lives all of the situations and circumstances that enable us to shape our own destinies. We attract all of our life opportunities as well as all of our personal and professional bananas or barriers. And while taking advantage of opportunities can make our lives enjoyable and rewarding, busting through personal and professional barriers is the trait of greatness. A banana is loosely defined as something you cling to that blocks you from getting from one place to another. When you stop to consider that we spend the majority of our existence getting from one place to another, learning how to rid yourself of limitations is an essential part of creating a life that is both stimulating and challenging. Becoming a barrier buster and letting go of your limitations demands that you explore all the options that can improve the quality of all aspects of your life.